touch these phones. They are property for investigation in case anything happens to me. And I wrote an email to the ICC. And I think my problem actually has been access. And that's my laptop. So many screenshots and so many things. I do not give anybody permission except the International Criminal Court. And there's a mess always here. Those are sweets. Sweets I was given, and then I started feeling sleepy over there. That's the sweet. And when I touch it with my bare hands, I feel like I'm going to faint. And I think I've been poisoning myself by putting these things in the fridge. Maybe they have a very strong smell. And I must say that this is very sweet. It tastes like my best ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I do not know how anybody even got to figure that out. It was the perfect gift by Ole when I met him at Escapatory or Ascot Hotel. It was a penthouse. And then there's other sweets, but I didn't eat these sweets because I began feeling a certain way and I felt, oh my god, like, what is going on? And they have a smell. When I smell them, I feel like it's not a good smell. Not so strong, but it's pungent or something like that. Uh, I'll put them out here. No, I'll put them here. I give permission to the International Criminal Court to check that out. And that out. And that out. I think I took long to pay my taxes and I was being, you know, told to pay my taxes in a way or being punished for not being honest with my taxes. So right now, I think actually I do recall I saw, the old man that, met me in this very apartment. And he told me I can do something to you. And even if you run to the police, even if you run to the lawyers, they won't be able to do anything for you. They won't be able to help you. And I did see him today at Norport, and he drove his car and he stood, and then he sped. He sped up. Like he drove his car and he stopped a little bit, and then he stepped on the gas and moved. it kind of feels like as if it was a message that was being given to me. And then maybe he was telling me to sit down because on the train, some guy came and told me vis stanza. If vis stanza did leave, go who takes. Okay, like maybe he was trying to tell me if you stand, your life goes very quickly, and if you sit, you feel a certain way, but your body relaxes. So I don't understand why people have been making me ride a bicycle and walk from home, roll over to Copenhagen, and back from Copenhagen to Rollowa, walking and on a bicycle. I don't have any money, so if I'm found on a train without a ticket, I could get fined. And I hate the fines, they're very expensive. So, and then also the other issue that people have into, people saying things, oh, she's not transgender. I think I have a way more, softer voice than so many women. And my facial features are not the best feminine features because I was born as a man. Um, I feel it happening. I feel it happening like as if I'm going to sleep. And it's not me, and my body is so thin right now. I just wrote an email to SCAT saying that I am going to be paying my tax fine, and I'm going to be paying it. I'm going to be going back to McDonald's. I think now I realize why I've been having gangs following me after work and all that. Oh my god, I really feel so sleepy. Oh my god. Mm. But I wrote a message to the International Criminal Court and I was telling them about a lot of things, a lot of things, a lot of things, a lot of things. But the reality is, I was not looking at the exact angle. I think my exact angle is I have a big tax fine and I have not been honest with some of my earnings, and something along the way has happened. And of course, the people and the events that I've talked about, are related to that. I need to lock my door. And I don't think in this scenario I want to trust the police because if it's, about taxes and a tax authority, then, the police do not have so much power to decide or say anything, And I did see them today on my way back home, trying to leave some, things that looked like sawdust on the way, and then, some arrows on the road. Uh, hmm. I dodged them because I was thinking I can't trust them. Um, oh my god, the phone almost fell out of my hand. So I do recall sleeping like this. I do recall sleeping like this when I had gone to Gothenburg with, somebody that I met that was helping me to give me some money. But stupid me, when I was getting that money, I was not using that money to, pay my taxes. And when we were crossing over to Sweden, I slept. I slept so much. I don't even recall crossing over to Sweden. And what happened is we didn't sleep so much, but what happened is I got to Sweden, Gothenburg, and I was like, oh my god, I think I have poisoning on my teeth. And I tell him, please, let's go back to Copenhagen. I need to clean my teeth because I didn't understand why I was feeling like I'm sleeping, like I'm dying, like I'm, moving on to the other side. And he gets up, not wanting. I was like, okay, let's go. But the reality is, I think my sleeping comes from the sweets I was offered. And because that night I felt like the vodka was doing something to me. Oh my god, the sleep is coming, I can feel it. The vodka was doing something to me, but it wasn't vodka. People may blame it on the vodka. It wasn't the vodka. I think it's the sweets. And I've written so many angles where somebody could run away and say this and say that. But now more than ever, I'm very sure that it's the sweets I was given. I ate so much, and the person that gave me the sweets was a little bit uncomfortable. Like he felt guilty or he felt bad for me trusting him so much like that. Oh my god. Oh my god. So maybe I didn't pay my tax fine, and that's the reason why I am like this. Mm. And I did see two old men in the city today while I was at Espresso, which is a walk away from the Copenhagen Central Station, on the left of Copenhagen Central Station. Oh, Jesus Christ, I feel so sleepy. But I'm recording this video in case it's my last time. Um, I do recall two men coming, looking at me, walking out, then coming, looking at me, walking out. Um, and then I do remember walking out, going to my bicycle, and finding that a white thing had been put on my bicycle, and I posted it on this video. Um, I do remember my bicycle looking so white, and I do recall getting onto the train and seeing that there was so many white traces on the bicycle tracks, and it felt suspicious, like somebody had drawn with chalk, you know. Um, like it's so crazy. The police looked like as if they weren't happy with what they were doing, but they had to do it. Uh huh. But if anything happens to me, I would like an international doctor organization, maybe the ICC, to look into my system and find out what exact poisoning did the sweets give me. To look at the sweets and find out what poisoning was there. And with that being said, I have had so many weird experiences with this sleeping. And the problem is, I have been walking around being frustrated by gangs. I think that it was maybe on purpose, that if I walked so much, if I cycled so much from Rollowa to Copenhagen, from Copenhagen back to Rollowa, because I don't want to get a fine on the tickets, with the buses and trains. And then if I moved as well from Rollowa to Velbo and then back to Copenhagen, and then finally came back on a train, whereby my experiences on a train have been people looking at me, and there's so many people with shades, and they're looking at me, kind of like, is she going to fall? Is she going to get weak? Now I understand why so many people have been waiting for me to get weak, waiting for me to fall. And I do understand why I have a case handler. um, she's been very good. It's in Denmark. It's called the Sagsby Handler. She's been very good. Tina Stolman from Rollowa Kommune, and then I think in the beginning it was Mr. John Johansson from Rollowa Kommune. Very good. He's the one that got me this apartment when I had not much money, and it's a low cost neighborhood. That's why I've had so many problems, but it's because it was the cheapest apartment I could get. And I also had a contact person called Bettina. She was amazing as well. And later on, there was another lady that came in, for Mr. John Johansson, and she was a practicant or something. It's been amazing with some challenges as well in Rollowa Commune. I think it's safe to say so many people in my commune have brought me so many problems, and I'm in so many situations right now, like losing my ability to work as an escort because the gangs were coming after me because of what people were saying. Um, I speak beautifully. I believe that. I think that my face without makeup is not the best, but I believe that I try to be as feminine as much as possible. And I have a wig on my head because without a wig, people look at you like you're, not authentic, like as though you're not transgender. And without a skirt, people think you're not transgender. And for some men without high heels, people think you're not transgender. But anyway, I think I was given sweets that made me so sleepy. And I do have them in my fridge, but I've pulled them out and I've put them down. And if anything happens to me, they have to show up, they have to be shown. And I'm not giving the police the authority to look at them. Um, I need an international body that is not affected by, um, the influence of a big organization to look at them and find out because I'm young, I want to sing, I want to travel the world. But if anything is happening to me that I don't know about, that is really unfair. You know, I've took long to pay my taxes, you know, moms, but I did pay them through 2017 and all that. And now this is just a fine. It's a fine. It's a tax fine. Not even like maybe moms or a BSCAT. It's a fine. Why? Because I registered late, and then I have some late payments that had interest, and I'm paying that. It was 35,000. I thought, oh my God, this is a lot of money. But because of my problems in the commune with people saying I had a lot of money and gangs coming around, I began changing the way I was dressing. I began not meeting so many people. It affected my business. And I wasn't able to focus on paying that bill. And I've been getting some support from people to pay my rent. And then finally, I got a job at McDonald's. But because gangs were showing up when I was going to work and coming back home, I still had to quit the job and run to Sweden. That is where my problems in Sweden began. But I think my health problems began in Copenhagen after eating the sweets. And I was getting so sleepy, getting so sleepy, getting so sleepy, getting so sleepy, getting weak, getting weak. So I think I'm not going to be running around. I think I'm not going to be cycling. I think I'm not going to be um, I think I'm not going to be doing so much vigorous exercises. I'm going to be sitting a little bit more because these last 2 days have been so crazy for me to a point that I feel like I am, getting into a deep slumber that I don't want, but it's coming. It's coming on its own. Um, I don't know. I need to ask the person that gave me the sweets, but those two Motorola phones, I forgot the passwords. And I need to practice those passwords until I get them. But in case someone is a hacker, they can get to pass the passwords. With that being said, I'm going to be sleeping. And yes, I do recall meeting two old men today at the Espresso House in Copenhagen. And they came, they looked at me, and then they later on came, and then they looked at me. And then later on, there were children put in front of me. And I'm like, really? They were distance away. And even at my residence here in Rolo Wakomon, there are children put in front of me. You know, maybe somebody wants me to talk to the children or be recording the children, and then they'd be like, oh, she's a pedophile. And then somebody takes me out with a punch or something like that. I don't know. I think so. I think so. Because I did record a video where I showed the kids and I was like, yeah, I can't talk to them and I don't talk to kids. I'm not really a kid person, and I think transgender people are different. I think most transgender people are attracted to men, some are attracted to women, and some are attracted to fellow transgenders. I don't think transgender people are pedophiles. With that being said, like it's so crazy. I hear my neighbors next door crying whenever they see me coming out, and they're crying and they're crying and they're crying. And I'm thinking, like, what are they crying about? What are they guilty of? What have they been told to do? And that video, those two kids that came standing outside, they were saying things like "Vistota was," like, or something like that. It was stupid, kind of like we're offering ourselves. That's what they were saying. And I was like, huh? And if the video is put on loud volume, maybe someone can hear it. There's a lot of crazy things happening around me to a point that I don't even trust the police itself. I've written more than 20 emails and cases when my heart is pumping so fast like that, and then it subsides, and then I've had so many weird experiences like I'm going to die. And then I'm writing to this man, Goran Kiprowski, that I met in Sweden, telling him I need to pay my tax fine. Why? Because I thought maybe he was supposed to help me pay the tax fine, see if I'm focused on paying the tax fine. And then he's writing to me like he doesn't know me, but it doesn't matter. I think I wouldn't have really been going out to get help from people if my business and work wasn't frustrated. And now it's way, way bad. I'm in a bad situation where I've been so frustrated that I don't have a job. I can't go back to escorting and I can't go back to escorting. And I'm supposed to get a train ticket. I'm supposed to eat healthy. It's kind of like somebody's telling me, die, die, you know, but indirectly because I would like to contact McDonald's tomorrow and see what they say. But the truth is, the work at McDonald's is going to make me not, it's not good for me because there's a way I'm feeling so weak, and people are going to try to claim it's hormones. Maybe that's why my doctor was trying to make me quickly go for hormonal therapy, and I did share a live video on Facebook. I think it's important for me to destroy my laptop and phones. Oh my god. So that if anything happens to me, no one is able to touch my phones and my Facebook and ruin anything. Oh my god. Because if people delete those things, then there won't be evidence. But I really think that, I can't even trust my Facebook friends. I feel like I need to get money, drop onto my account and promote, my YouTube channel because I have like 1, 2 views on videos and I don't understand. But YouTube never delete my videos, never delete my videos. Anyway, I can't really trust people because you never know. Maybe they've been told to be silent. Um, but all I can do is record this video and talk about what I think. And in these videos, I'm not accusing anyone, I'm just talking about what I think. And now I'm going to try to sleep because it's already coming to 5. I haven't slept in a very long time, and yeah, I haven't slept in a very long time because I thought if I sleep, somebody's going to come and attack me or take me. Oh, thank goodness. And I've been having weird experiences of walking around Neuroport and men are following me around. This man drove his car and stopped, and then sped up. I think he was trying to tell me if you stand, your life goes faster. If you sit, then you are okay. I don't know, it's so crazy. That is more like trying to tell me sit back at home, be poor, do not eat, grow thinner, and die. That's really crazy. I have his number. He's the guy that was telling me, he's affiliated to somebody so important in the country. I can't even talk about her name because my video would be taken down. And he goes ahead to make me a threat for whatever reason. But now I understand the threat was not about the messages I sent him. The threat was because he thought I was making a lot of money, but I wasn't paying taxes. People do not understand being an escort. Even if you're giving me $500, it doesn't mean I'm getting it every week. It doesn't mean I'm getting it every after 2 weeks. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't come. And sometimes we regret what we're doing. Oh my god, without being saying let me sleep because I'm feeling my body's now reacting.